Welcome back to the 10th episode of the Holland Impact. My name is Christian Holland, and I'm super excited that you have stuck around with me for 9 episodes. So let's get into this 10th one, shall we? So, with this being the 10th episode of the Holland Impact, I thought it would be good to retire the old intro and make a new one. So, what you just heard is my old intro and then a kind of a cool sounding glitch effect that I found off of this free, like, glitch sound effects off of YouTube. And then I recorded a drum solo on the app GarageBand. And I'm glad it turned out pretty good. It turned out really well. Sorry, pardon my grammar. I'm glad it turned out well. I was recording it on my small phone screen, so it was really hard to use my fingers to hit the correct drums and cymbals and stuff. But if you like it, or even if you don't like it, let me know in the comments below. So today I hope to make this a little shorter because last episode, talking about Dune and Jonestown, was an excruciatingly long episode, I know. So hopefully this one is a little shorter. And I just have, my plan for this episode is to tell you a couple stories that I will always look back on with wonder and gladness from my mission in Kansas. The first story has to do with my trainer, and I'm going to just call him by his last name because that's how we were known. We're just going to call him Lewis. Now, Lewis was my trainer, and he and I didn't really get along until after we were companions. We just butted heads a lot, and he thought we were supposed to be doing missionary work one way, and I thought we were supposed to be doing it another way. But again, I mean, what did I know? I was a new missionary. This elder had been in the mission for close to 18 months. So again, he probably knew better, but I didn't know that because I was arrogant, and I probably still am arrogant. But anyway, the reason I talk about him is because he was my companion when we got the notification from mission headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah, that missionaries were now allowed to call home every P-Day. Now, missionaries, if you don't know before, they were only allowed before missionaries pre-2019 were only allowed to call home on 2 occasions during the year: Mother's Day and Christmas. P-Days are every week on Monday, depending on your mission president's preference for P-Day placement throughout the week. Anyway, I'm saying P words a lot. P-Day, preference, placement, whatever. So my mission companion, my trainer, was in the restroom, and all of a sudden my phone dings, and I know it's an email, so I open it up. I'm like, it's probably from my family. I've been in the mission for about maybe a month or two, and I'm really having a hard time because I miss my family, I miss my friends, I miss home, and my phone opens up, and it's an email from Salt Lake City, and the email says, effective immediately, missionaries are now allowed to call home every P-Day. And I freaked out. I called to my companion. I was like, Lewis! And he's like, what is the house on fire? And I'm like, dude, we can call home every week now. And we were like jumping up and down, like bouncing off the roofs, like rooftop and everything, because we can now call our family every week. I now had an outlet to vent about how much I didn't like my companion. But to be honest, I do like him now. I haven't talked to him in a while. Like the last time I chatted with him, he was about to get married. But it wasn't until after we were companions that I realized, wait, I had a really big head when we were companions. So I sent him an email, told him I loved him, and I apologized for being a pain in the you-know-what. And we ended up getting lunch sometime after the mission, and it was great. It was fun. I miss him a lot. So that was the beginning of Phone Calls Home with Elder Lewis. Now let me tell you about Stevie Wonder. I've mentioned him before. We were in an isolated area of our mission in a place called Hiawatha, Kansas. And it was 60 miles, about an hour and a half towards the nearest sign of intelligent life, I guess. Because we were way out in the middle of nowhere, and the nearest missionaries were about an hour-ish away in Topeka, Kansas. So we kind of, I don't want to say we broke the rules, because we didn't break the rules. We were just very careful with how much we went down to the rest of the quote-unquote zone. If you don't know what zones are, they're kind of like a huge group of missionaries, like 30 to 40 missionaries. And then subgroups of the zone are called districts, and then subgroups of those districts are called companionships. But in any case, he and I tried to get down on P days as much as we could. Well, one day we go down on a P day, kind of like it's not really a day off because we're still missionaries, but it's kind of like a break throughout the week. We can call home, do laundry, write letters or whatever. And I'm in the same zone or in the same kind of like district as my trainer, Elder Lewis. And I know his birthday is coming up. And we're super excited. We're going to celebrate his birthday together as a district. And one of my good friends, I won't say his name, but he says, hey, we're planning on getting Thai food for breakfast. I'm like, I've never had Thai food, and I don't think you have Thai food for breakfast. Well, I guess it depends on what it is. And he's like, no, we're going to go. Meet us at this place. And they gave us this address. And I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant because I don't want y'all to look up this place like on your own time, because it wasn't a restaurant. We show up at the time and the place that we're supposed to be there, and they totally pranked us. Turns out they sent us the address to an adult entertainment store. And I flipped my lid and I called them. I was like, what the heck? What the freak were you doing? And they were like laughing and just, I could tell they were like rolling all over the floor, just laughing at us. And gosh, I was like, whatever, we're going back up to Hiawatha. But anyway, we tried to be good sports about it, but yeah, missionaries being caught near adult entertainment stores is just, yeah, not a good look. Doesn't take rubbing two brain cells together to put that equation like together. Anyway, so Stevie Wonder, yeah, love him, miss him. He actually just graduated with his bachelor's degree from BYU, Idaho. He's now living down near his family. So yeah, miss him a lot. Stevie Wonder, if you're listening to this, love you. Anyway, so another companion that I got to tell you about, we're just going to call him Robin. He and I were companions when our mission shut down due to COVID. So this was maybe February-ish of 2020. And oh my gosh. So he had the SIM card in his phone, which basically allows him to have like all the contacts the data connection, like the data plan. So, because I was the senior companion, but I wanted him to have it, so he would get like he could get like practice for what it feels like to be senior companion. So we're laying down. He's in his bed, I'm in my bed, and we're about to go like roll over to go to sleep, and his phone starts going off, and he's about to look at it. I'm like, Elder, it's past 10:30. We're not really supposed to be on our phones right now. We can just look at it in the morning. He's like, oh yeah, fine. So the phone starts going off again, and then again, and I'm like, maybe we should look at it. So keep in mind, at this time, our mission was doing a social media fast. And what that is we were giving up, we were like able to use Facebook and Instagram to like post positive messages about like the gospel of Jesus Christ. And we were doing a fast, like giving it up for 2 or 3 months. And because a lot of the missionaries were spending too much time on their phones. So, in the middle of this fast, the mission shuts down. We get a message from our mission presidency saying all street contacting, all door-to-door contacting is to cease effective immediately. And I'm like, how the heck are we going to teach now? Or find people to teach? And in a wild moment of irony, the object of what did General Zod say in Man of Steel? He's like, the vessel of our damnation became our salvation. Because I could care less if I got sent to a social media mission. Because now, 4 years later, I don't have social media. I don't have Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook or TikTok or whatever else the kids are using nowadays. Because I think it's a distraction. But so when I say the object of our damnation became our salvation, I mean the thing that got us into this social media fast, like the reason why we were having this fast was because we were spending too much time on it. Now, with the mission being shut down, we were now expected to re-download Facebook and Instagram and spend our time using that, trying to get people to teach. So I think it's funny. Anyway, so another story I got to tell you about me and my companion. So one night, like we were... No. I gotta back it up. So, the one morning, I wake up. Robin gets in the shower. I'm doing some like push-ups and sit-ups, and trying to act like I'm getting in shape. I had some eggs, and I was feeling good. But then all of a sudden, my phone goes off, and it's like a text from like. Our phones would get like these meal deals from like McDonald's or Subway or like Arby's. I don't know if anyone's ever felt like I don't know if anyone knows what acidic vomit feels like. Go eat at Arby's. You'll find out. Anyway, I get this text in my phone and it's like 99-cent mozzarella sticks from Sonic. And I'm freaking out. I tell Robin, like, dude, the devil's tempting me. And he's like, Elder, you don't have to go, right? I'm like, yeah, I don't. I shut my phone off and I felt good. So anyway, that night, we were working on making like uplifting posts about like the Book of Mormon or the New Testament. And I was like, you know what, Elder, we've done enough today. It was like 8:30, close to 9. Let's just go for a drive. Just going for a quick drive, we'll roll the windows down, play some music, just chill, And he's like, that sounds good. So we get in the car, we're driving, we're listening to music, and I turn down this road, and he shuts off the music. And he looks at me and says, Elder. We're going to Sonic, aren't we? And I'm like, yeah. Anyway, that was, oh my gosh. When I sent that email home, my parents thought it was hysterical. Because we really tried our best to like keep our heads in the right zone, like COVID really did a number on a lot of missionaries, like emotionally, physically, spiritually. I saw a lot of my good friends who had been in the mission longer than I had go home early from their missions because they were quote unquote high risk. Or they were just so close to the end of their missions. Church headquarters was like, yeah, they can just go home and be released. So that was really sad for me. But um, I'm glad I had a good friend and companion at that time to get me through those first few months. Let's see how much time I got right now. I'm already at 16 minutes. Holy crap. Okay, we're gonna go a little over, because I want to tell you about this one story that really made my mission worth it. So I'm close to going home. I'm with a new companion. So I'm about to head home. I'm with a new companion, and we're gonna call him Bucky. So Bucky and I had been companions. This was our third transfer, so we had already been mission companions for more than 12 weeks. And one day, he and I are at the church doing like social media training or something, and I get a text from a sister, a member of a ward that I had served in Topeka, Kansas. And we're going to call her Sharon. Sharon reaches out to me and says that her husband, who was not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, who we had been teaching for months and months and months, like he had gone through so many missionaries. He knew it was true. He knew that the gospel of Jesus Christ that we were teaching to him was true. He just had this smoking problem that he needed to get over. And one day while we were there, I was with a different companion at the time. We show up and he's just not there. He had been in and out of the hospital for months, and I don't think I ever got to say goodbye to him when I got transferred. So now I'm in this new area. I'm a few weeks out from getting on the plane and heading home to my family in California. And Sharon reaches out to me and says that her husband, Bill, has cancer. And it was going to take him. And I didn't know how to react. But then she said, "We want to invite you and your companion to attend his baptism." And I said, "Oh my gosh." Like this, he finally did it. And now he's close to the end of his life, and hopefully the Lord keeps him around so he can go through with that ordinance of baptism. So one night, my companion and I, we get into our car. I think we were actually driving a Toyota Tacoma truck, a pickup truck at that time. So that was a fun drive. And we were driving 2.5 hours to get to Topeka, Kansas, in the middle of a blizzard. And I'm like, nothing is going to keep me from going to see this man get baptized. So we show up, and remember, the last time that I saw him, just for context, he was kind of I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm saying this because he was rotund belly, big, beefy arms, just jacked. But now I see him in this suit, and he is so underweight. and I felt just so sad. But he had a mask on because his white blood cell count was probably close to none because of chemotherapy. And he had his mask on, and I wasn't supposed to hug him, but he said, "I don't care anymore." And he just hugged me and said he was so happy to see me. I introduced him to my companion, and I watched him get baptized. That was awesome. Because it was me, my new companion, and then a few other missionaries that I had served around who had also taught him, who were also able to experience that exquisite moment of watching him get baptized and be confirmed a member of the Church of Jesus Christ. Now, fast forward, I head home. I wake up in my bed one morning and I get a text from Sharon saying that Bill had passed away. And I remember saying a silent prayer to Heavenly Father saying, "Thank you for allowing him to stay to complete that ordinance." But it's also sad because they dreamed of being sealed together in the Kansas City, Missouri temple. But they'll have to do it vicariously. But it really deepened my testimony that these ordinances that we perform in the temple and the ordinances that we perform outside the temple, such as baptism and confirmation, they are of God. They are true. God has once again established his priesthood authority on the earth. And I wouldn't have a deeper testimony of that if I didn't serve a mission. And I know I said on a previous podcast episode that I don't really have that many positive feelings about my mission anymore. Like, I do. But my mission was hard. It was hard physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And missions are not for the faint of heart. Like, if you go on a mission and you come home early, I don't care. Like, you're home. That's what matters. Is like, as long as you're doing the things you know you're supposed to be doing, like keeping the commandments, going to church every Sunday, taking the sacrament, keeping the Sabbath day holy, don't judge, be nice to one another, serve one another. It's not just on your mission where you get that opportunity. Your mission is supposed to prepare you to be the disciple God needs you to be for the rest of your life. Yeah, I'm just rambling right now, but those are just a couple mission stories that I wanted to share with you. But yeah, so thanks again for listening for now 10 episodes, and I'm super excited to see what my next one will be. I haven't planned it yet. So until next time, my name is Christian Holland, and this is the Holland Impact.